If you're wondering why I have a hole in my shelf, it's for a reason. In July, I read 8 books total. I read most of those books, I think all of them except one, because of the reading rush. It really helped me because I was in a fabulous reading slump because of a book I will mention in 1 second. The first book I read this month was Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. This put me in that huge reading slump I was talking about literally a second ago. This was so not worth the 850 pages. I mean, sure, I liked the overall of the series, which is 4 books, which I'm not gonna be bothered to go get because it's at the top of my shelf and I'm sitting down. But this was fine, and fine isn't good for wasting a month reading this humongous beast. I gave it 3.75 as like more for me than for the book. I like the book, obviously. I like the characters, I like the idea, I like the world. I just didn't like the over unnecessary description of everything and the main character going someplace when he needs to be somewhere else. Like, stop! This is about a boy named Aragon. The first book is named Aragon for a reason. Aragon is a normal farm boy, and he's in a forest called the Spine when he discovers a little rock. And that rock, as you may literally guess from the cover of all the books, is actually an egg. It is a dragon egg, and it hatches for him. And it's a story about him and him trying to defeat the evil king. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, to be honest. It wasn't good. Not good enough for the humongous 4 books that I've read. The second book I read was The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I gave 5 stars to this. It was amazing. I've liked both of her books that I've read, which is this one and Everything Everything, which is literally there. This is about Natasha and Daniel, or Natasha if you're too picky. Natasha is Jamaican, but she's living in America illegally because of her dad. And she is going to be deported the day this book is set. Daniel is half Korean, half American, and he loves poetry and writing. And these two meet on the day that Natasha is going to be deported. It's a really romantic, amazing story. I really liked it. I recommend it. It's about their romance, her trying to not be deported. It was really good. I forgot. They're there now. If you hear dogs barking, it's a dog barking, so I can't control the dog. He's pissing me off too, so we shall live with it. The third book I read was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I almost gave this a 1 star, but since I liked the movie, I gave it a sympathy 2 stars because I did understand it because of the movie. If I hadn't watched the movie, I would not have understood a single thing in this book. Yet I was still very confused the whole time. I do not recommend the book. The movie is funny. This was confusing as hell. Nothing makes sense. I gave it a 2 stars. Kind of hate it. I don't know. This is about 2 characters, Ford and Arthur. Arthur is a normal, let's call him Earthling. And he doesn't know it, but his friend Ford is actually an alien. Ford, on this day that the book is set, comes to Arthur and says that that day the Earth is gonna end. So, before the Earth explodes and dies because of some weird aliens, they hitchhike onto a spaceship, and it's their adventure. It's not good. Don't read it. Honestly. I'm sorry, Douglas Adams, but don't read this. Watch the movie instead. The only time I've ever said that in my life is that this movie is better than the book. The fourth book I read this month was Because You Love to Hate Me by 13 different authors, but edited by Amory? I don't know. This is an anthology. It has 13 different stories about villains. It's a collaboration with 13 booktubers. I'm just going to talk about my favorite story, which I now don't really remember. My favorite story was The Sea Witch by Marissa Meyer. Shocker. This is basically a backstory about the Little Mermaid's Ursula, why she is what she is. It was really cool. I love Disney, so this was really cool. It also has other stories like Sherlock Holmes before they were Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty enemies, why they're enemies. There's also a Medusa, why she's what she is. Also some other stories. Those are the ones I remember. I gave this an average of 3 stars altogether. I liked it, didn't love it. Then I read Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. This I gave 5 stars, even though I predicted a slight thing in the ending. The ending was really good, even though I sort of found that out. I've watched too much Miss Marple for this to work on me, to be honest. This is about a girl named Bee. Bee's boyfriend, Jim, died mysteriously a year ago or something from when they're set, and she goes to visit her ex-best friends. When she does visit them, they all die, I guess, in a car crash. And by dying, they enter the Neverworld Wake. This is a place where they all have to vote on one person being able to survive and live, and the other 4 die. It's a thriller. It's fantastical, and it was really good. I don't know what else to say. What the hell am I doing? Then I read The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. I gave this 4 stars. I thought it was overall good, but was missing a better ending, I guess. Also, it was kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it. This is about a girl, Natalie. And Natalie has been seeing this woman, this grandmother, appearing in her bedroom since she was little. She's gone to lots of therapy and weird procedures to try and delete that grandma, but she keeps appearing. And when this story actually begins, she starts seeing flickers of a different world where she only sees one other guy, which is Bo. And Bo lives in an alternate universe, and both of them, only them, can alternate and switch around. But this grandmother, before she disappears forever, she says that he's gonna die or you have to save him. I don't remember. 1 second. You have 3 months to save him. This is a contemporary. It has romance. It's a cool concept. I just think the ending was very weird. Not weird as in like, why did this happen? More like weirdly written? I don't know. I think it could have been something else. Then I read Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This was 5 stars. It was really cool. I really want to see the movie. I haven't seen it yet. This is about a boy named Wade, and he lives in the year 2044. In this future, there is this virtual reality program called Oasis, and this lets everyone on the planet, instead of having to go physically to public school, they can go to school in Oasis. And that's what Wade does. Oasis is also a video game thing. It's a video game. And while you're not at school or don't have school, you can work there, you can play games, you can have quests. This begins when Halliday, the creator, dies. And his will is a video which says that he has hidden an Easter egg in the game, and whoever finds that Easter egg inherits all of his money, the game, everything. Wade is the first one to find a clue. The creator gives a rhyme, and he solves that rhyme and finds a key. And it's the story of him and a few other people finding the Easter egg. It's really cool. The concept is amazing. The friendship is really cool. This is really good. I really liked it. Finally, book number 8, I read Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to read it. Now, I'm really grateful that I read it. I gave it 5 stars. This was really good. It was so fast-paced. It was really fun to read. I loved it. It was really fun. I also guessed who Blue is, but that's fine. I loved it anyway. This is about Simon, and he and another boy from the same school are sending emails to each other under fake names. His is Jacques, and the other guy is Blue. And they're both secretly gay. Nobody knows except both of them. They talk to each other about private things such as them being gay, family problems. One day, a guy from Simon's theater drama club, I don't know, logs into Simon's email and finds these emails and blackmails him to make his friend go out with him, I guess. It's really good. I really liked it. So yes, these are all the books I read in July, not this month. That's what I almost said. Half of them were 5 stars, so I think that's a pretty good ratio. I have some new favorite books. I have some new hated books, I guess, kind of. But yeah, see you in my next video.